How are you guys? Welcome back to Wargaming China, my free channel where I platform my understandings of the War of Resistance against Japanese aggression in China from 1931 to 1945, and I do this using my scratch built models and armies and conversions and recreating the battles and explaining a little bit the history of it as I understand it. Now today we're in Taierzhuang, my last battle, and what a fight it's been. The Chinese have their morale has cracked at turn 7, and that means that they've had to withdraw, which means that today it's a tactical Japanese victory. However, just one day of the fighting, and the Chinese will resist more, the 31st Division, and I'll try to explain now how it happened. Well, I advanced 2 battalions with tankettes, armoured car and tankette, and 2 tankettes here, and their objective was to assault this building and push down the road, perhaps to take this building. And that objective was just, well, it was achieved by the 1 Japanese battalion, but the other Japanese battalion didn't take any casualties in the last turn, otherwise it too would have been perhaps failing its morale test. The Chinese counter battery fire was very effective, but as soon as the Japanese got amongst the Chinese and into the buildings themselves, the Chinese ceased calling it down. Except for at turn 4 the Japanese rolled and entered here, which meant that the Otsus couldn't cross the bridge, and the artillery had to be positioned in a less favourable way. However, with support from two infantry companies in this building here, the 3rd Battalion managed to cross the bridge 1 company at a time, and by the time they had got 2 companies across and started to assault this building, the building had fallen, and then more elements of it were pushing on this building, and they've just won a close assault here, making the Chinese retire. Very bloody fight here. The Japanese positioned, the machine gun battalion, independent machine gun battalion, positioned here. Didn't really, it had a nuisance effect on the Chinese, but it didn't really achieve many casualties. But it also meant that when the Chinese withdrew, they couldn't withdraw across the. If they did withdraw across the open ground, the underneath machine gun fire. These 2 vehicles, although the cotton wool has been blown away, were knocked out by an anti-tank gunner, Pack 36, in this building. If you can see that, but and a 20mm Madsen that was knocked out later in the game, knocked out this tankette, and the Ulacon. The Ulacon knocked out this tankette. So turn 7, the Chinese morale has collapsed. So I said that's a tactical victory, and the fight it was a desperate fight. There was plenty of buildings changing hands due to close assault and then being retaken by close assault. But at the end of the day, Chinese morale collapsed, and the Japanese took the casualties and have taken these streets. Alright, hope you enjoyed that. Hit like, press subscribe if you want more. See ya.